will miss at least 1 week after he was diagnosed with a grade 1 left hamstring strain. Steph suffering the injury in the second quarter of Game 1. Warriors wound up winning that game without him. So we bring in Windy, who's not a doctor, but he'll play one on TV. You were explaining why, all things considered, in your opinion, Windy, this thing shapes up about as well as it could, considering it's the last thing in the world the Warriors need. Go.
Yes, let's keep an eye on the fact that this is a very unfortunate event to your superstar player. After that, what the Warriors needed has happened. Number one, let's not forget, they won the game. They're up 1-0 in this series. Number two, this was diagnosed yesterday by the MRI as a grade 1 sprain. If it was grade 2, Curry's season would likely be over. Grade 1 at least brings the possibility, historically, as you look at all the hamstring injuries, you see guys sometimes can return in 1 to 2 weeks. In this series, they do have a break between games 5 and 6. Hat tip to the Valkyries. The WNBA expansion team needs Chase Center next weekend, so it pushes game 6 back a little bit so that there's this gap in there. So I have no idea how Steph Curry's hamstring is going to feel next Friday, but I do know that there is a pathway for the Warriors, especially if Buddy Hield can stay hot, and that's a huge if. He's playing the role of Steph Curry. He's the understudy stepping in on Broadway here. He has 14 threes the last 2 games. There is a pathway. I don't know if they're going to take it, but there was a little bit of good news yesterday.
Big Perk, the question is as simple as it can be. Can the Golden State Warriors beat Minnesota if they don't have Steph Curry back, let's say until game 6 at the soonest?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And because they have playoff Jimmy, right? And you know, a lot of people was asking and saying, be more aggressive offensively. Jimmy in game 1 played a perfect game to me. Did everything across the board. I love it when he's in that point forward position, and he's going to rise to the occasion and elevate his game. I don't have them picked to win this series. I didn't even before Steph got injured. But I will say this, the way that they're defending right now and locked in defensively, led by Draymond Green, the anchor, this team is still dangerous. And so when you have a closer like Jimmy Butler and you could spare some time and buy some time, hell yeah, they could still win this series. All they really got to do, in my opinion, is get one of these next 3 games to even the series up, and then let's see what it looks like in game 5 to bring Steph back. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, Perk's right when it comes to the defense. That's going to have to be the focus now, right? And that's what Steve Kerr said, is we've had one of the best defenses in the league the second half of the season. Yeah. They have to lean on that because they can't lean on the offense anymore. But this is now going to be a difficult task. I like that Windy's trying to paint an optimistic picture about getting to game 6. Game 6. I understand something. When was the last time a player had a hamstring injury in the playoffs and a week later it's like, whatever happened to that hamstring injury?
Yeah, it can linger.
Those are things that don't just go away, especially for a player of Curry's age and the miles that are on him. Jaden McDaniels talked about how, okay, Buddy Hield is not going to be one of the main options. Going to cover him like Steph Curry. He's going to learn what it's like to be the leading role guy. Yeah. He's going to learn what it's like to be now the one that all the pressure is on, to turn the water off, and all the pressure now goes on Jimmy to carry the team like he did a couple of years ago at Miami. Does he have that in him for a whole series? It'd be hard to believe that he does.
So that's why I keep looking at that break that Windy is talking about. Can you win 1 game to force a game 6? If they lost game 1 at this point, I would say they're done.
I'll say this:
if they can win 1,
if they win 1, it's on Minnesota that lost it. I will look at it that way. Chris Finch already getting on Anthony Edwards about his performance in game 1. I can't imagine they're going to have another bad game.
Monica.
So I don't know if any of us signed up for this, but did you potentially think Warriors-Wolves rock fight? Because as much as we're talking about the Warriors defense excelling with the addition of Jimmy Butler, the Wolves are ranked 6th during the course of a regular season in terms of them being a defensive unit. So this thing could get clunky, kind of ugly, and I think, interestingly enough, I think that the Wolves have to be more aggressive on defense because there's so much, I mean, not so much, there is more question to me about the supporting cast around Jimmy Butler without Stephen Curry than I would have about the Wolves in terms of what they do.
I would also watch the Warriors trying to turn, as you said, rock fight, trying to turn this into such, you know about the Gobert thing with Draymond Green. I think that might be a way that they go into this series and they try to turn it into something where they can get under the skin of the Wolves. I don't know how you just play straight up against them and think you're going to win.
Bottom line, just to sort of reiterate the very first thing that Windy said, this just can't be the way it ends, right? I mean, Steph Curry having this magical run, he got Jimmy Butler. I don't care who you're rooting for. You could be the biggest Timberwolves fan in the world. You don't want this to come to an end because Steph, this all-time great, didn't get to play, and we never get to see if they would have won it otherwise. Meanwhile, another wake-up call. Knicks radio, Tyler Murray, and somebody named Monica McNutt.
Tatum across midcourt with 10. Top of the key with 8. Defended by Robinson with 7. Right wing 3. Crossover. Foul line with 4. Left block. Step back. Stolen by Bridges. Bridges trucks it down court. They've done it again. They've done it again. The New York Knicks take both in Boston and a 2-0 lead heading back to the Mecca.
I know what the Vegas said. I know what the odds said. I know what the conversation has been. But when I tell you I woke up today feeling a little different. If you want to make it about three-point shooting, cool. The Celtics shot 25% from the three-point line again. But how about you make it about a team determined to defend when it matters most and having the most clutch player in the league on their side?
That's outstanding, Monica. Come on. This is my favorite move.
No, Greeny. It's when she went to go hug Tyler in the middle of making a. She was like, I don't know what to do.
And then you bring it down to here, and then it's.
We got to regroup.
But then you give me one of these.
We got to regroup. I mean, listen, it's been an incredible run with those guys, and we'll see where it continues to go. The poll you mentioned, Greeny, is so fascinating that folks are
at ESPN Greeny right now on Twitter. Who's going to win the series? Last I checked, it was 50-50, and right now it is 53-47 Knicks. You've still got an hour and change to get your vote in. In the meantime, the radio announcers were not nearly so on the edge of their seats for Thunder Nuggets last night. It was Jokic and the Nuggets. It was SGA and the Thunder. Mostly it was SGA and the Thunder. It's already a 12-point game early, and this is SGA making it a 14-point game later in the first. Allen, I mean, SGA just having his way.
He was on a mission. They were embarrassed about how game one ended. What I love about Oklahoma City, and when calling games there, everyone wears the T-shirt that they give out. You see this?
Yes.
Everyone wears the shirt.
Yeah,
Where else do they do that?
In the second quarter, the Nuggets were wearing the shirt. It was 40 to 19. At 40 to 19 after one quarter, and then now we're going the other way, and this is Case and Wallace coast to coast. It's 64 to 35. We're still in the second quarter.
Golly.
This is another jam. Next Thunder possession. Lou Dort, no. Wiggins, yes. It's 68 to 41. Have I mentioned we're still in the first half?
Golly.
76.
Jokic on the turnover. Jalen Williams. The Thunder score 87 points in the first half and go on to win it 149-106. The Thunder dropping an incredible 87 in that half, which ties an NBA playoff record for most points in any half. SGA was plus 51.
Golly.
That's the highest by any player in a playoff game in the last 25 years. So that game did not require a lot of expert analysis. Let's dive into this. Steph Curry.
Các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh YouTube của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ làm một chiếc video là tô màu những sản phẩm, hoa quả, con vật, đồ vật, vân vân. Nếu các bạn chưa biết sản phẩm gì đúng không, thì hãy xem hết video và để lại một cái like và một lượt subscribe để mình có thể tiếp tục động lực ra video nhé. Và bây giờ các bạn hãy xem hết video để biết đó là sản phẩm gì nhé. Bây giờ các bạn cùng mình đi tô màu nào.
Từ nãy nào chưa biết hết để bảo mố. Cô Vinh kìa. Cô Chóc kìa. Vinh, anh mới chồng hết ra lại. Cô ăn rất nhiều.
Ồ, tắt ở OBS chưa tắt?
Chưa, chả anh em biết là cái nào chả đặt ở cái này.
Đây này, là thôi, nó muốn biết nhìn đây này. Nếu nó có cái dây chạy nha, cái kim so phát thì nó sẽ ít hơn rồi. Cái nhiều nó sẽ nhiều hơn rồi. Một tiếng nó cho là cái cũng được rồi.
Con nó viết bài chưa?
Ồ, tăng rồi, như thế nhỉ? Quân học chưa?
Chưa. Thì lẽ là biết được mấy chữ mỗi một cho mới chọn.
Không biết bao chữ đâu. Chữ số 1 này, học hành cái gì? Đấy rồi để bàn rơi. Nhanh. Học hành nhớ chứ?
Đấy, mẹ thấy nó hỏng rồi. Vinh, ai gọi kìa, đi về nhanh lên.
Vinh, cô gọi như thế.
Con đi về ngay, nhanh lên. Chị làm gì đấy?
Chị đang làm đây.